"If I warm your bed, will you let us remain?" said poor alien mom. And that night everything changed, beginning the stranger in the snow. The storm outside howled like an angry god. Wind battered the windows of my lonely research cabin perched on the edge of the Arctic wasteland. I'd been stationed here for nearly 6 months, monitoring atmospheric anomalies linked to strange radiation readings, what the government called aurora events. That night, the sensors began screaming. A bright spike in the northern sky split the heavens into ribbons of violet and silver light. It wasn't a natural aurora. My equipment went berserk, compass spinning, instruments shutting down. And then something crashed. A thunderous boom rolled across the tundra. I grabbed my coat and flashlight, heart pounding against the chill. Snow whipped at my face as I stumbled toward the direction of the impact. About half a mile out, I saw it, a crater glowing with a soft blue hue. Steam hissed from molten ice. At the center lay a ship, sleek, crystalline, half buried in frost. And beside it, a figure. It wasn't human. She was kneeling, trembling, clutching something wrapped in fabric. Her skin shimmered faintly, translucent like moonlight on water. Her hair glowed faintly with streaks of silver. And in her arms, a small bundle emitted soft, rhythmic light, like a heartbeat. When I called out, she looked up with eyes too large, too sad, like liquid stars. "Please," she whispered, her voice delicate yet desperate. "If I warm your bed, will you let us remain?" I froze. It wasn't what she meant, not really. The translator she wore flickered with static. She meant shelter. Her ship was dying. And so was she. I didn't think. I rushed forward and helped her up, ignoring the crackle of static energy that danced across her skin. Her body was ice cold, her breathing shallow. I brought her inside my cabin. The heater roared to life as I laid her and her child near it. She flinched at the warmth, then sighed, a sound that was almost human. The translator hummed faintly, stabilizing. "I am Lyran of the Karth," she said weakly. "We fled the purge. My kind, few remain. Please let us rest." Her child, a tiny, bioluminescent being, nestled closer to her chest. I wrapped them both in blankets and watched as they drifted into exhausted sleep. Outside, the storm raged on. But inside, something beyond explanation had entered my world. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept staring at the strange mother and child glowing softly in the dim light, and I wondered what kind of monsters could drive a mother to flee across the stars, begging to remain. Middle, the alien mother's plea. Over the next few days, I learned more than I ever imagined possible. Her name was Lyran, and her child, Avalee, was only 2 solar cycles old, about a human infant's age. They were refugees, survivors of a massacre that had wiped out nearly all Karth settlements after their home star collapsed. Her ship had been their last hope, a generation vessel fleeing across galaxies, hunted by a warlike species called the Thrux Dominion, who saw the Karth as a cosmic blight. Lyran was a scientist, once part of a diplomatic envoy meant to find safe harbor among peaceful civilizations. But the Thrux didn't allow witnesses. They destroyed every signal, every attempt to contact others. When she crashed on Earth, she had no intention of conquest, only survival. "I meant warmth, not bed," she explained one morning, embarrassed. "In our tongue, warmth means life granted by another." The translator failed. I smiled. "You don't owe me an explanation." But her words lingered. "If I warm your bed, will you let us remain?" In a way, it wasn't mistranslation. It was instinct, a plea for safety, for sanctuary. I hid her from my superiors. Every few hours, I'd receive pings from command demanding data on the meteor event. I lied, said it was just magnetic interference. Meanwhile, Lyran grew weaker. Her body required a radiation signature no longer present in Earth's atmosphere. Her child needed the same to survive. I can modify your reactor, she said one night, tracing alien symbols into frost on the window. A small adjustment will let me draw trace energy enough to live. I helped her. Together, we rewired the cabin's backup generator, integrating alien tech that glowed like liquid crystal. It worked. The cabin pulsed with new warmth, clean, soft, almost alive. Lyran smiled for the first time. Her skin flushed faintly with color, her eyes shimmering with gratitude. You are kind human, she said, but you risk much. Then let me risk it, I replied. Days turned into weeks. Avalee began to crawl, her tiny fingers leaving faint trails of light wherever they touched. Lyran hummed lullabies in languages that sounded like rain and wind mixed with sorrow. Sometimes, when the lights flickered, she would glance toward the window, nervous, haunted. They will come, she murmured. The Threx track all ships that flee. When they find us, your world may suffer. I asked why. Because humans radiate the one thing they cannot stand, she said. Empathy. They see compassion as infection. To protect you, I must leave before they arrive. But she couldn't leave. The ship was beyond repair. And I couldn't let her die. The turning point, the night everything changed. It happened during the 4th week. I woke to a strange sound, static humming from my radio equipment. The frequencies were shifting on their own, forming a repeating pattern, coordinates. They were searching. Lyran rushed into the room, holding Avalee close. Her eyes glowed bright with fear. They've found us, she whispered. You must go. Not without you. Her hand trembled on my cheek. You don't understand. The Threx send cleansing drones before arrival. They erase all life in radius. You will die. I refused. Then I'll die standing beside you. Her expression softened. You would choose death for me? I hesitated. But yes. Somehow, through all the impossible days and long nights, I'd grown attached to her, protective, connected beyond logic or species. She pressed her forehead against mine, a Karth gesture of trust. Then tonight, everything changes, she whispered. The sensors flared red. A ship approached through the blizzard, sleek, black, silent. I grabbed the emergency rifle, though it felt like a toy against what was coming. Lyran placed her child in my arms. If I fall, promise you'll keep her warm, she said. Warm means alive. The roof cracked open under the pressure wave as 3 Threx drones descended, metallic spheres emitting plasma arcs. I fired, the bullets sparking uselessly against their shields. Lyran raised her hands, summoning a blinding pulse from her skin, pure energy that knocked one drone from the air.